and today we'll be talking about the first step in the design thinking process, empathy. So what is empathy? Well, it's the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. We use empathy to get a better understanding of our end user. Without a thorough understanding of how a user experiences a problem or situation, we won't be able to design a solution that meets their needs. So really, empathy is the most important step in the design thinking process. Today we will try to understand the on-campus biking experience. And oftentimes this is easier done with a partner. So today my partner is going to be Erica. Hey Erica.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Good.
You ready to find out what the best on-campus biking experience
Let's
is?
do this, I'm ready.
Alright, cool. So before we go out and actually talk to people, what are the things that we need to get prepped?
Right, so 3 things. Number 1, we need to think about really having this beginner's mindset. And then number 2, we need to create some questions. What are we gonna go ahead and ask people? And then third of all, who are we gonna actually talk to? So we'll wanna create a stakeholder map to map out who we wanna go out and interview.
Okay, let's start with that first one, the beginner's mindset. What is that?
Right, so it's basically just this idea that we are back in our 3-year-old self. We don't know anything about the world. We're really curious and we're just trying to ask as many questions as possible. We're not judging, we're just trying to understand.
Now that we're in our beginner's mindset, let's figure out what questions we want to actually ask.
Right, and so as we think about these questions, we need to make sure that these questions are really open-ended. We frame them in a neutral way so that we don't bias their response. And we also want to make sure we draw out stories and emotions. So for example, maybe the first thing we ask is, tell me about the last time that you biked on campus.
Yeah, and how was that experience? Was it a positive experience? Was it negative? Why? What happened?
Tell me about the worst on-campus biking experience you ever had. Tell me about the best one. Tell me about the best place to lock up your bike. Tell me about your favorite biking route.
What kind of mental state are you in when you ride your bike?
Right.
Are you in a rush? Are you kind of doing it in a leisurely pace?
Right.
What is your mentality?
Right, and why? Asking why will be really important. Walk me through the process of getting ready to go to class on your bike. Talk to me about bike safety. And we could just leave it at that and see what they come up with. Do they talk about safety of their bike in terms of locking it, or do they talk about safety in terms of not getting hurt while they're on their bike?
I think it'll also be interesting to find out if biking is a preferable method of transportation, or maybe people like longboarding better.
So sometimes it's really hard for people to articulate how they want to improve an experience, but as a nice question to sort of round off the interview, we could say, is there anything that you would want to improve about biking on campus or about this experience? As I interview, I think the one thing that I really want to learn from people is how can we help people coexist? I have a hunch that some people want to bike and some people want to just walk, but how do we help them coexist harmoniously?
The one assumption that I want to test is whether or not people actually have a certain perception of the person who rides a bike versus the person who doesn't. All right, Erica, now that we have the questions that we want to ask, let's list out all the potential people we could talk to through a stakeholder map.
We could talk to experts. Experts might be people that already bike on campus, people that bike for their job. I always see the Jimmy John delivery guys biking around, so it'd be cool to interview one of them.
And on the flip side of that, what if we talk to people who don't bike or have never biked on campus, just to see what that contrast is like? We could also talk to police on campus. Has there been a lot of thefts on campus for bikes? All right, Erica, so we're done all prep work, we're ready to go outside and actually talk to real people. So I'm gonna volunteer and be the note taker. Do you wanna be the interviewer?
Sure, I'll be the lead interviewer. If I forget to ask a question though, just kind of pass me a note or let me know.
Gotcha. In this way, it'll be easier for her to actually focus on building a rapport with the user while I sit down and take all the notes to make sure that we squeeze the juice out of the interview.
Right, and so I want to make sure to build rapport because these are strangers that we're talking to. So I want to make them feel comfortable with me so that they answer honestly and thoughtfully.
Cool. All right, let's do it.
Hi. So we actually work upstairs with the academy. And we're trying to do, Academy for Innovation Entrepreneurship. And we're trying to interview people about the on-campus bike experience. And so we were wondering if anyone would like to do a quick interview with us.
Yes, Tuesday and Thursday. Because it's
All right,
I'll do it.
So, hi. My name's Erica. I'm doing a project about improving, we're trying to improve the campus bike experience. What's your name, actually?
My name's Kamini.
Okay, Kamini.
Yeah.
And what do you study here?
I'm a biology major.
Biology major. What year are you?
Senior.
Senior. Okay, so you kind of know how this campus works, right? So tell me about biking on campus. Have you, do you bike around campus?
I do not. I generally I walk to all my classes.
Okay. Have you ever considered biking on campus?
Well, maybe for a brief moment, but I don't think it's for me, personally.
Okay. Why not?
So, I'm not very coordinated, but there's a lot. It's kind of hectic on campus because there's so many students walking around. So I think with the bike, it's kind of really hard to efficiently get anywhere without like worrying about hitting somebody or like speeding too fast.
Right.
And then I don't know. I find that with a backpack and all that stuff, it's just kind of a little bit uncomfortable for me personally. But
yeah. Okay. So my name's Erica. What's your name?
My name is Michael. Nice to meet you.
Michael, nice to meet you. Yeah. So first of all, tell me about your bike. It looks amazing.
Well, it's a fixed gear bike.
Yeah.
Which means the pedals never stop moving.
Right.
And you have to give resistance to brake.
To brake.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? How do you give it resistance?
By like slightly pedaling backwards, which makes the back wheel spin the opposite way, which makes the bike track skids.
Oh my gosh. How did you learn how to ride this thing?
Just like practice, I guess.
Practice? Yeah. Okay. And so tell me about delivering for Jimmy John's. Is that like why that in particular?
I mean, I've been interested in riding bikes for a while and like the bike messenger style. I got to Jimmy John's and they were like delivering bikes, so I was down.
Yeah. So is this kind of, you just get to do what you love every day?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
and get paid for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me about, I'm sure you do a lot of deliveries on campus?
Oh yeah, mostly campus actually.
What is it like to bike around campus?
I mean, it's usually really busy during the semester, so just gotta watch out for a lot of people and stuff like that. So
yeah, how do you do that?
Just practice and be aware, I guess.
Practice and be aware. Have you had any really bad experience or encounter?
Yeah, I had a few actually. I got hit by like 2 cars, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So the cars are the scarier part then.
Oh yeah, I mean sometimes people don't really pay attention, but it's all good.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And what happened? I mean, were you okay?
I mean, yeah, I just messed up my other bike, but that's about it. Just got a few bruises, but it's all good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. How about pedestrians?
I mean, yeah, I watch out for them, but sometimes they don't really watch out for you, but.
Hi, what's your name again?
My name's Ozzy.
Hi, I'm Erica.
Nice to meet you,
you. So first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you a student here?
I'm rising junior in electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering.
Yes.
Okay, cool, very cool. I work here at the academy, but I actually majored in mechanical engineering.
Oh, it's very interesting.
So yeah, a little bit close. I heard that you use your bike a lot around campus. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
This summer I biked to DC 5 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on campus, off campus, everywhere.
Oh wow. Okay. So I wanna ask you about that. We're doing a project to improve the campus biking experience.
Okay.
And so I just wanted to ask you a few questions, get your perspective, since it sounds like you're an avid cyclist. So tell me about biking to DC. Why did you do that?
Biking to DC is fun. It's also cheaper than taking the metro, and you get to see the city, you get to know where the streets are. You kind of get a better feeling of the community instead of being separated between College Park and DC. You get to see what's in between.
Okay, so tell me about the very first time you biked to DC. What happened? How did that come about?
So the very first time I went with my roommate who was from Australia,
Okay.
And he loved to bike everywhere. He went to Virginia, he went to DC. He just really enjoyed biking, and he really got me into it.
Nice.
And he showed me like the way to get there, like how it's safe, and you're not gonna get killed by any cars or anything.
Wow.
So after I did that once, I felt confident, and I just kept on doing it with a couple of my other friends, and they thought it was really cool to be able to bike to DC, have like breakfast, and come back in
Yeah.
like 3 hours. So
That's
we just did
awesome.
that for fun.
So it sounds like, so first your roommate introduced you, you
Yeah.
liked it, and then you started introducing other people.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
So
Okay.
I rent the bike from the Maryland Bike Shop.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it's pretty convenient because they fix it for free, and they're always pretty much open to help you out if you're on one of their bikes.
And so then you just showed up and said, I want to rent a bike, basically.
They have a couple of things on their website which give you like the cost and the whole terms and sheets,
Right.
but it's pretty much like you show up and you ask them and they'll help you out.
Got it. And have you introduced this to anyone else?
Yeah,
Your
I think
friends?
about 3 of my friends are not renting because I told them how much faster and convenient it was to bike around school and
That's cool.
actually
Okay.
walk.
Hi, I'm Atten.
I'm Anna. Nice
Anna,
to meet
nice
you.
to meet you. So you work for DOTS, is that correct?
I do. I'm the Assistant Director for External Communications and Sustainability Initiatives for the department. One of the big challenges we face on campus is bikes that just get abandoned. It's so sad. It's so sad to see a little bike just locked to a lock and locked to a rack, and then people walk away from it and it falls apart slowly after time. So one of our responsibilities as a department is impounding bikes and managing the whole bike impound. And it's surprising to see our bike impound. There's hundreds and hundreds of bikes all lined up. Hundreds and hundreds of bicycles that get just abandoned on campus.
Hundreds, is that like hundreds per semester? Is it hundreds total, like in the vault, in the bike vault?
I would probably say we have close to 600, 700 bicycles. And we collect them and then we have to keep them for a certain amount of time. So once we can get rid of them, if they are not returned to their owner, we would then work with local bike co-ops and nonprofit organizations to donate them so they hopefully go to a good cause and have a second life there.
Interesting.
But that's why I would recommend registering your bike. So that way, if your bike ever were impounded for some reason, we have a way to get in touch with you and let you know that your bike has been impounded and you can come get it back.
So do you personally bike on campus at all?
So I Metro 2 campus, I do have a bike on campus that I use for meetings.
Okay. So when you are on campus going to your meetings, what is that experience like biking on campus?
I love it. I love it. I think it's pleasant and easy and fun. And that's why I like biking, is just because it makes me happy. It puts me in a good mood.
Have you ever tried or thought about doing some sort of like student ambassador program?
So this is my dream. So yes, and I want to have bike ambassadors, to have just kind of like the enthusiasts that, because like I said, it's hand holding and it's a lot of convincing and, well, let's go on a bike ride. And so I think having those people that can kind of do that and like to do it and can somehow get rewarded for doing that would be a great program to have. We know that there are a ton of people that bike on campus, but we don't capture them very well and communicate with them very well and have like this group, this force. And I think that if we kind of harness that a little bit, we would be better at our jobs and being able to advocate for bike lanes and for more racks and that kind of thing if we had that kind of community.
The only way